Buongiorno everybody, and welcome to my kitchen today. I am really excited today because so many good things are happening. So in the meantime, we're gonna make some breadless sandwiches. We're gonna use eggplant and zucchini for the outer. Of course, it's gonna be a sandwich that you eat with a fork and a knife. But anyway, so first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk about eggplant. If you ever look at an eggplant, okay, the bottom usually has two different shapes of the little, I don't know, the dot at the bottom. Some of them are round like this one, and some are kind of like a little line. Those are actually male and female. So supposedly, the males have less seeds, and the females have more seeds, which makes sense, right? It goes to show that we females have more seeds, and yada yada. These are all male. You want them to be nice and firm, okay? And you want the tops to still at least have some green, if you can. That makes them, says that they're fresher. The fresher they are, the newer they are, the firmer they are, the less seeds they tend to have. Of course, you know, as soon as I say that, this one's gonna have a ton of seeds in it. But anyway, we're gonna just cut the little top off. Oh, so far so good. And I'm gonna cut the little bottom off, just because I want them to be nice and flat. So now I'm gonna cut these into, there's some seeds, 1/4 inch slices, not too thick. Okay, so they're pretty good. This one has a little thick edge there, but it's okay. All right, so now if you have a lot of, and it also makes a difference whether the seeds are light colored or dark colored. The darker they are, the older they are. These are very pale, so they're still a good eggplant. All right, so there's two ways you can do this, and there's different schools of thought on whether you flour an egg, you egg and flour, you egg, flour, and egg, etc., etc. You can do it any which way you like. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna make some flour and egg just to show you the difference. Really isn't much. And I'm going to do some other ones just with the egg to show you that it can be done just with egg. So if you need gluten-free, you can do this that way. So I'm going to start with just, well, I'm going to start with 3 eggs because I'm going to make some with zucchini also. All right, somewhere, ta-da, magic fork. I was like, somewhere I have a fork. Okay, I am going to salt and pepper this a little bit. So I'm gonna salt and pepper. You can do whatever you want to the eggs. Usually, I just lightly season them. All right, now you can also season your flour if you want, or you can do one or the other or not at all. So again, these are the things that make your kitchen yours. So we're going to take this. Now I'm not going to pre-salt these. I'm trying to stay away from too much salt. And these are, you know, these are nice and firm and they're pretty fresh and the seeds in it are light colored. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. Okay, so this one I floured. You can see it's just got a light dusting, and then I'm going to stick it in the egg. So while it's sitting in the egg for a second, just because I'm going to turn my pan back on. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of sunflower oil. I'm going to go across. Now this is a grill pan. This is really nice because it's got the ridges in it, you know. So I'm just going to get my oil up and down the ridges so that they're on top. You want to know a good trick to making sure your stuff is oiled? Go in your drawer and get out your basting brush and brush the tops, because it doesn't matter if the oil's down in the nooks and crannies of the grill pan, which most of us should have a grill pan, but you want it to be on the top where it's going to actually hit the eggplant. All right, so we're just going to start with this. Let it drip off as much as it will. Haha, beautiful. I'm going to do it on one with just egg. Let's see how much difference it makes. Turn this up a little higher. And I'm going to do another one, since there's room in there for 3. I'm going to do another one with the flour. Okay. So we're going to let those cook for a minute. Now, I have this beautiful thing of zucchini over here, but I do have one that Pasquale cut ready, and it's a thicker one, so it's going to be actually make a little bit better slices. Now, pay attention to these stupid stickers. But sometimes they leave sticker stuff on them. Pasquale washed this with the sticker on it, but that's okay. Let's put that in. And he cut both ends off and only used one side. That's okay. So we're going to do some thin ones of these. I'm going to turn these babies over. Oh yeah. They are perfectly, look at this, beautiful. Look at that, huh? Now, you don't want to cook these 100%, but you do kind of want to, so I'm going to put my weight on them for a minute because I want them to get that nice grill mark, but I don't want to cook them fully, so because they're going to go in the oven then at the end for a few minutes. Or we can put them in the oven, or actually we can put them back in here with the grill, with the, see, look at that. Look how fast that happened. We're going to put that over here. Oh yeah, look at that. That is just gorgeous. So we're going to do the same thing with some of these zucchini slices. And those we're just going to do with the egg. Or you know what, I'll show you 2 different kinds. All right, hold on. While those are finishing up, this one is done. And then we'll let that one cook. So you can also, there's the school of thought that you egg, and then you flour, and then you egg again. That's when it becomes a little bit more of a batter. Now, because these are thin, this actually will probably work nice. So we'll do this. Yeah, these are gonna have like a little bit more of a batter to them. We're gonna take these over and, whoops, turn them over. Turn it down a smidgen. These babies cook fast. Now, because these have more, so to speak, batter on them, they're not quite as grill marky as, you know, the ones that don't have extra fluff on them, because it's thicker, so it just kind of spreads more. But it's okay. They're still really good. And it actually gives a little bit more substance to a piece of zucchini, which the zucchini isn't, you know, it cooks down very quickly. So you don't want it to get too mushy, because then it doesn't hold its shape. Okay, so you don't want these to get too soft, because then they're, let me turn that down for a minute. Okay, woohoo, I'm so excited. You know, cooking is always fun, but it's always more fun when you know that somebody you love is going to be eating it. Okay, so now, there's a lot of options of things you can do. So one of the things is I definitely want some tomato slices. So I'm gonna cut up some tomato. Nice and thin. And when your knife is nice and sharp, you can do that. This is a fun lunch. It's not hard, and especially like if there's only 2 of you, this goes very quickly. If there's a whole bunch of you, this is something you can make ahead of time. I'm just gonna throw those in there. And we have fresh mozzarella. We have a couple other things. I've got some mascarpone. I've got some ricotta. So we've got all these different potential fillings. Now check out these other ones. I've got some of my homemade pesto. I've got some of Pasquale's hot sauce. So this is his hot pepper sauce that he loves. It's calabrese. This is some sun-dried tomatoes. Then of course we have our spices that we can spice the ricotta with if we want. We've got nutmeg. Now you can make them vegetarian and leave it as is, or you can cut up some little bit of meat to put in there. This is a little bit of salami that I had a couple chunks left from when I made all my pies recently. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna use them all. I am gonna use the pesto. I think I'm gonna use some of the nutmeg. I'll leave this here. And we are gonna use some of these spices. I'm gonna put these over here. And maybe I'll decide. I think we're gonna go vegetable today. All right, so with the ricotta, I am gonna use some of this. I think I'm gonna just spice on top. That way if I don't use it all, because I'm just gonna use a little bit right now. So we're gonna take this. So this is pesto I made. The top was all covered with olive oil. And I'm gonna go underneath and get just some of the pesto. You can spread some pesto of basil pesto. You can spread a nice, you know what else is nice is a parsley pesto. That's also got a nice flavor for something like this. I'm gonna put some ricotta on this side. Look at this. I'm gonna put some slices of tomatoes. And I think I'm going to put, you know what else would be really good in here? In the eggplant one, you could even take little really thin slices of zucchini to put inside it. I'm gonna do that too. Because I wanted something else green and make this a little thicker. Use the peeler. Watch this. Little skinny pieces of zucchini, because then you're guaranteed that they're going to, you know, cook and get soft and not be crunchy. Okay. Woohoo. This is gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna kind of crumple. Look at how, oh, look at, they're like, I'm gonna crumple those inside. Oh, how pretty is this? Boom, huh? So of course we could make these open faced, but I'm not, because I'm going to put 2 pieces of mozzarella inside as well. I'm gonna cut these, I cut them a little thick, so I'm gonna cut these a little thinner. Let's put a little bit of my Italian oregano on top. And the other thing we could do, we could leave it like this, or I have a little bit of my tomato sauce here. We could put this on the top side with the pesto, or on top of here. We can also, which I think this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some of these little bit of sun-dried tomatoes on here. It's just, I'm feeling it as I go along. So you can take stuff out of your fridge and just put it, you don't want to cut this. I don't want it to be hard and, you know, stuck and it pulls out. That's why it's really nice sometimes with these things that are a little tougher, just break them up and then you don't pull out the whole thing when you take a bite. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to close this up and that one's ready. And I'm gonna take this whole thing, I'm gonna put it back in the pan, and then we make the second one. Let's see how we're gonna do this one. Let's do this one with a little bit of mascarpone. This is a little different kind of cheese. I'm just gonna do this with my fingers. So, we're gonna put these 2 here. Let's see what we wanna put on this one. Let's put a little bit of nutmeg. I think it'll be a nice flavor profile on this one. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on top, a little bit on the other side, just a little. Oh, but that little bit, you can smell it. Woo. And I am definitely gonna put some thicker mozzarella on this one, so we'll put 2 big pieces there. I'm gonna put some tomato. So I have a beautiful basil plant over there that I just picked up. I really do think that having some of this in here. So I'm going to just gently slice these into little pieces. And I'm going to put them on the inside. So the other one had the pesto, this one's going to have the fresh basil. And then I think, oh gee, let's put a little salami in this one. What the heck? I'm just going to take this big piece of salami. Now, if you have some already sliced salami, you could put the slices in, but I would still kind of cut them into little skinny strips, little pieces, because again, little things, you know, bite better. So these are just little, I'm gonna put these in here. And then what I'm gonna do with this is gonna be Pasquale's. I'm gonna put a little bit of his hot stuff in it. Gotta be careful with this stuff. She's a hot. Oh, look at how pretty it is though. Okay, see this? Got a little bit of the salami, so now I'm just gonna close this one up. I'm gonna take this very gently, although these are nice and firm. I'm going to turn this pan back on high real quick. We're just gonna melt it down a little. I'm gonna put this nice heavy thing on top, and that's gonna go to town. All right, so now we have these little zucchini. Let's put a little bit of ricotta on this one. Let's put a little bit on both sides. Let's put a little teeny drizzle of basilico pesto. Let's put some tomato slices. See, that's a smaller slice. These are small. Of course, I put them all in the big one. And put a little bit of my oregano. Oh, what else should we put in here? Let's put in, the mozzarella. Gotta have some mozzarella. Now this one, because they're teeny tiny knife. So I'm just gonna cut this in little pieces, and I'm just gonna put them across here. And then just cover it up. Boom. And on this one, we'll do a little bit of mascarpone. We'll do some sun-dried tomato. I like them. Oh, that's so pretty. And let's see. Let's put a little more mascarpone on the other side. And some mozzarella on that one. Because you can never have too many different kinds of cheeses, you know. And then let's put some pesto on this one too. There we go. All right, we're just gonna close this up, very simple. We'll wait a minute. We're gonna turn these over very quickly and gently. Really gently. Oh my God, you can see the cheese melting. Oh my God, these are gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, if you're doing a bunch of them, you can, like I said, throw them in the oven. They're not gonna have this whole nice grillness to them, but they're cooked on both sides. I think that's good enough though, because I don't want them to get mushy. But look at this. Look at how pretty those are. Woo! Huh? Let me make it like pretty, like in a, you can see the tomatoes in there, you can see the melted cheese. Oh my gosh. Set those there for a second. I'm gonna put these two in to melt. It's like having, you know, it's a glorified eggplant parmigiano, okay? You could put sauce on this. You could put all this stuff inside of a regular full-blown eggplant parmigiano and have all these goodies in it, and it would be like, you know, next level. But these are nice. Sometimes you just don't want sauce, you know, on everything. And sometimes you want just a little bit on the inside. So, look at that. Just gonna give them a quick press. If you don't have a press like this, even if you don't have a grill pan, it doesn't matter. You can use a regular frying pan, cast iron pan. Another thing that you can do if you want to press them and you don't have a press like this, get one. You know, if by chance you have two frying pans or you have a cast iron one, use your cast iron frying pan on top as the press. Okay, I'm gonna turn these off right now. So you've got this beautiful little zucchini you know, thing here. And then we've got the thing, little zucchini sandwiches. And we've got these beautiful eggplant ones. Aren't they nice? So these are gonna be our lunch, one of each for each of us. Because this is a nice light, it may seem like a lot of stuff, and yet it's pretty light. You know, there's no heavy sauces. There's cheese on the inside. You can make them however you want. More or less mozzarella. You can do just, if you want to do it, just sauce and sprinkle Romano cheese on the inside and use pesto and tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes or whatever. You can do it however you like. For those who are dairy-free, there's plenty things you can put in, instead of cheese. You can put all these different vegetables, grill them, you know, grilled zucchini inside of the eggplant, and maybe a thin sliced grilled eggplant inside of the zucchini. You can do that as filler. So these are some ways that you can do something that is kind of a nice lunch or a night. This is actually a very nice supper, something nice in the evening that doesn't have a lot of carbs in it, you know, that we're all trying to stay away from. And it's really yummy. And you get your Italian flavors. You know, a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of Italian dishes that just by their nature are vegetarian and even vegan. But we don't call them that because they're just good dishes. And sometimes when we label things, I gotta make a vegan meal because so-and-so is coming over for dinner. Or I gotta make a vegetarian dish because, so-and-so is coming. You know what? It's not that hard. There are plenty of awesome recipes that are just that way on their own. You know, eggplant parmigiana is a vegetarian dish. Can you make it vegan? Sure, just leave out the cheese and the egg. Whatever. Anyway. Vegetarian is really easy to do. Vegan, you know, they drive me crazy. I have one of my boys was trying to do that for a while. He's still at least mostly vegetarian, but you know, every now and then I see him eating some meat. So anyway, but there's a lot of fun things you can do with your big vegetables, like a zucchini, like an eggplant, especially when you got the summer zucchini that are nice and big. You can make a nice big sandwich just like these, and it's just fun to eat. So anyway, again, these are the things that bring our families to the table. And when you can change up your menu, you know, I know so many people who tell me all the time that they get stuck in a rut. They're tired. Oh, I'm making the same thing over and over. You know, they make, you know, grilled chicken and broccoli and rice or something boring. So many things you can do, even with those three things. Flavor your rice different. Saute your broccoli in garlic and olive oil. You know, put some seasonings on that grilled chicken. There's so many things you can do to change up your regular menu. And even if it's just cut a vegetable, grill it a little bit, stick some goodies on the middle of it, make a sandwich out of it, it's fun and it's yummy. Very Italianish in that these are the kind of things Italians do. They take their ingredients and just mix them all together, and for some reason it comes out like a magic. So anyway, I wish you guys a wonderful day. I'm out of here. I got stuff to do because Tina's coming home. Mwah. Ciao, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.